4 simple thoughts can erase weeks of sobriety. They appear so quickly, it feels like they're true, but they're just traps of the addicted brain. Why does the brain so easily fall for these distortions? And how can you learn to spot them before they control your choices? Next, not theory, but real-life moments that almost everyone on the recovery path experiences. Addiction gradually trains the mind to avoid pain and seek quick relief. That's how the automatic catastrophizer, the justifying advocate, the blind optimist, and the inner critic emerge.
An evening when it feels like I'll never make it, this catastrophizer exaggerates the threat, making you believe everything is hopeless. Take a pause and feel your breath. This slows down the automatic flood of fears. After a tough day, the brain starts a familiar dialogue. One time won't hurt. This is not weakness, but the justifying advocate looking for a loophole. When you're tired or upset, those arguments become more convincing. This is where justifications can undo all your previous progress. Thinking traps are not you, they are your trained brain. One step, and you can change the script. When you notice the inner advocate, quickly write down its arguments. This makes it easier to see their true meaning. After a relapse, the brain swings between 2 extremes. Everything will be fine, and I'm hopeless. Both voices distract from the real solution. If you catch one of these extremes, take a few minutes to pause and honestly write down how you feel. This opens a different perspective. Even a brief note about your emotions is a step toward yourself. In Soberise, you can track your sober days and see your progress. When it feels like nothing's changing, progress becomes visible. The first action is to catch the automatic thought. Don't fight it, just notice when it appears. What would you tell yourself on day 1 without alcohol? Write it in the comments. The second action is to write it down in a notebook, note, or app. This reduces its impact, even if it's just a short sentence. The third step is to identify which trap this thought belongs to. The fourth step is to choose an alternative response. Not perfect, just a different reaction than usual. Even one new thought can stop an old habit. Try giving your brain several options, not just the familiar path. Brain traps work differently in different situations. An argument, fatigue, the first week, each trigger sets off its own reaction. In Soberise, you can do daily check-ins, mark emotions, thoughts, notice triggers. It's an honest dialogue with yourself, without pressure. Similar automatic thoughts appear even after several weeks of sobriety. It's a typical part of recovery, not failure. Over time, you'll learn not to take every thought as truth. After stress, the brain seeks quick relief, and that's when the justifying advocate usually activates. If you catch this moment, pause and briefly write down what you feel. If a thought feels exaggerated, ask yourself, what evidence supports this thought? Guilt after a relapse is the voice of the inner critic. A brief talk with a supportive person can help you see things differently. When the skill of stopping and noting thoughts becomes a habit, the brain will gradually start filtering automatic traps by itself. The point isn't to defeat all traps at once. The main thing is to notice who's in the driver's seat now: catastrophizer, advocate, optimist, or critic. Then choice becomes real, not automatic. Do a quick check-in. Pause
Note an emotion or thought in your journal or in Soberise. Choose one small action. Change the room, text someone, use your SOS plan. Now you have space not just to watch yourself, but to influence the script, even when it feels like things are going as usual. You are not alone. Subscribe and you'll find people walking the same path. Soberise has a support circle of up to 15 and an AI CBT assistant that listens at 3 a.m. Free on Soberise.net, Google Play, and the App Store.